This trader turned just $4,000 into $347,000 in just 1 month. These two traders started with just $400 and the first one got to $65,000 in about a month and the second one got to $38,000 in just 2 weeks. And this trader feels absolutely sick as he lost 97% of his money in just 2 trades. And we are starting off with one of the longest winning streaks I have ever seen by Avid Hiker 98, which led up to a $170,000 gain overnight. And it all started on May the 2nd with just $4,000. He had a great start by turning 4K to 6K, but then he lost half of it by buying Google puts during their AI day. He learned his lesson there and quickly realized this AI meme had lags. He traded various Google calls, Tesla calls on which he made 2000% last week and 300% yesterday, LRCX calls into Nvidia earnings and Netflix calls. And as of that morning he transferred out 100% of his Fidelity profits. And he even said that eventually he'll buy various shares of boring blue chips when the market trades slower. But for now he bought $20,000 worth of Salesforce puts with a striking price at $205 and expiration date on June the 16th. And they paid off as he was soon already up to $25,323.96 and he quickly sold them to secure his profits. His next play was a bit smaller gain on 254 Alibaba calls with a striking price at $88 and expiration date on June the 16th, and he sold them for almost $11,000 of profit. And he said in the comments that he was going to buy Netflix call options for next week, and oh boy, those turned out great, as he secured more than $60,000 of profits on 99 Netflix call options with a striking price at $420 and expiration date on June the 16th. And then he immediately bought 200 DE call options with a striking price at $380 and expiration date on June the 16th and made another 30k, bringing his account to $96,412.97, but along the way he withdrew $30,000 and put that into his Fidelity account. So all in 4k to $130,000 and he was still not done. Later in the day he bought 260 AVGO put options with a striking price at $780 and expiration date on June the 9th. He sold them on the same day for $31,700 of profits, and the next day in the morning he made $21,000 by buying 317 ServiceNow call options with a striking price at $542.50 and expiration date on June the 9th, and selling them just 30 minutes later. And for his last and largest gain he bought 310 Netflix call options with a striking price at $430 and expiration date on June the 16th. He bought them because the chart is a massive bull flag and he doesn't know if it happens tomorrow, next week or what, but he thinks a $30 to $40 up day is coming. And after holding them just overnight he's already up by 235% or almost $170,000, and he quickly sold them for around $165,000 of profit, which means in just about a month this absolute mad lad somehow executed a series of winning trades on different stocks, bringing his account from just $4,000 to around $347,000, although that is assuming he didn't hide any of his losses. But it wasn't all roses. He's been trading since 2017 and when he first started he had some decent trades and some bad trades. He didn't know what anything was and kinda just followed people online, and as someone might expect that did not work well. Then he thought he got a lot better. During COVID he was unemployed and stayed home trading all day and turned 3.5k into 125k. He felt great, but he got cocky. In the summer of 2021 he bought 14 days till expiry calls on ZS for a super mega breakout. Well, it was a fake out, so he sold on that first day for a $100,000 loss. And to make it even worse, the next day the stock was up by 12.5% and his calls would have gone 10x from where he bought them. Yet he took a loss. He was crushed. He took a massive loss financially and emotionally he was devastated. He didn't think he'd ever trade again, but he learned from it. He learned how options can go down by 75% instantly and come back to be multi-baggers in an hour. That's just how they work. So he stopped using stop losses, started sizing smaller, and he found what worked for him. Nowadays his strategy is to find 2 to 3 setups he really likes that he's had success with and then find accompanying option flow. If the setup is great but flows are bearish, maybe the smart money knows something he doesn't, or vice versa. He's had great success this year, more profits than he could ever imagine, but again he realizes at some point he will take a loss that's larger than he should and then he'll be done. He's tried to mitigate this by having 4 to 5 separate accounts and transferring out profits, but again emotions. And his next play is LLY call options with a striking price at $445 expiring next week. Next we have another insane gain by Dak Titan 33, who turned 8k into 65k overnight and started with just $400. But before this he was a broke 21-year-old college student. So in the past month he's down by 15,518% or $64,125.88, which means he multiplied his initial investment of just $400 about 161 times in just a month. And looking at his chart, we can see that he made a series of huge gains before this last insane play, which was 68 Tesla call options with a striking price at $240 and expiration date on June the 9th, and he even bought them just 2 days before expiry. And aside from this play, his main positions that made him so much money were C3 AI, Nvidia, Meta and MicroStrategy calls. And I kid you not, there is another trader who started with just $400. He goes by the name of Sound New and turned just $400 into $38,000 in 2 weeks and already transferred 6k out. From May the 26th to June the 7th, he's up by 673% or $37,311.39, while he made the majority of his gains in the past week. So his portfolio went down to $400 but then bounced back to 1k, and he loaded up on PayPal calls with a striking price at $61 and expiration date on June the 2nd, and took the 1k to 6.7k. Then he took those gains and loaded up on Tesla calls with a striking price at $210 and expiration date once again on June the 2nd, and took the 6.7k to 10k. Then he bought 6k in PayPal calls again and took that to 8.8k, and lastly he bought 8.8k Netflix calls with a striking price at $410 and expiration date on June the 9th, and sold for 32.8k 1 day later. And I think it's safe to say he was just lucky, as he was playing it betting on a 400 psi bounce. While he was swing trading it, news came out that JPM and Wells Fargo upgraded their price targets on it, and he just happened to be swinging calls when they came out with the news. And last but not least, we have a huge loss by Pineapple Naps, who feels absolutely sick in the stomach. From February the 2nd to May the 15th, he's down by 97% or $28,186.42, and is left with just around $682. And he thinks it's time to face the facts. His dumbass couldn't do it. He bought so many PACW or PacWest Bancorp call options thinking that he could hit gold. First Republic Bank went bankrupt and PACW fell. Sucks. For so long he traded like a normal degenerate, and it just took 2 option trades to lose his life savings. Let this be a lesson to you. Investing is not fun, it's serious. 2 trades and he lost everything. So if you need him for any stock tips, let him know. And if you want to see how this trader turned just $590 into $70,000, click on the video that just popped up, and if that is not enough, smash that subscribe button, as you'll help me out a lot in reaching my goal of 600 subscribers. If you have any questions or recommendations, leave them in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.